Elio guys, and welcome back. So with Seven Deadly Sins just being released roughly about a week ago, I've devoted a lot of time to this game and I've had a lot of fun so far within it. So in this video I figured I would just do very basics of it because there is a lot to cover in this game and I don't want to necessarily make this video 3 hours long. So without further ado though, let's get right into it. Alright, so starting off the game, of course, we're in the tavern here. There's a lot going on in the tavern. You can interact with some of the main cast in the tavern, not the cavern. And it's just your main hub of the game. Of course, we can access our quests and our heroes and everything important at the bottom of the UI. Up top is just your player name, your stamina, your money, your diamonds, which you use for pulling, mostly at this point in time, and then your rank, basically what level you are and how long that you've been playing it. And then we have our quest tab over here. Currently I am done with the story, so this is why it just says this is a schedule update. Hero Way is just achievements that you can do that helps you unlock stuff to further yourself of getting better in the game. And the event stuff is obviously just events. Decorations, different decorations can change the way your tavern works, so different upgrades which do cost gems or diamonds will add different modifiers to different parts of the game. So let me click on this real quick just to show you guys. So say for instance a different floor. This floor gives a 5% bonus from the hero in enhanced potions. So of course we want that placed there. A different wall will give you free stage hero experience gained by 5%. That isn't much, but over time it is a good amount. It does add up over time, and that's the main goal of this, but I haven't really dove too much into that. Salvage equipment is just as it sounds. You break down equipment so you can enchant other equipment. Exchange materials is a very cool function where you basically come over here, you talk to the king, and you can take in materials, and say for instance you have a tier 5 of something that you need. Well, you have tier 5 of something that you don't need, but you need a tier 4 version of that. You can take the tier 5 material, exchange it. Of course you're gonna get less of the tier 4, but you can get what you want without feeling like the lower stuff that you get from lower stages is just obsolete and just sits there forever. And it's especially helpful even for newer players as you come into the game. If you need one more book to ascend your character, trade those bad boys in, ascend that character, level them up, and hopefully you can get through what you need to get through in order to empower your other characters. But let's go on. So with that out of the way, over here is the main quest tab. It's just a neat way to show you guys what's going on here. Obviously the main story is what you should be focusing on first, and then these are just side quests. Village story, they do give lots of equipment and of course cooking and stuff like that, which is nice to have, but are they necessary? No, they're not necessary, but it's something I would invest in as well once you have excess stamina, because you get better gear and you get to improve your relationship with your different villages, and that of course increases your rank with them, which opens up a lot more shops and just a lot more opportunities for you. Tasks are mainly dailies, which you should try and do every day. You don't have to do all of them, but you can see from the rewards of doing them, like that enhanced potion, that's 40,000 experience. That is huge. That is huge. So even if you don't want to do all of them, I wouldn't skip on the clear Fort Solgris one. I would not skip out on probably the deathmatch one either if possible, but I would 100% do them if you can, because it's free stuff for playing a game that you're already going to play. And achievements, of course, once you hit blah 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 blah, the game will give you out stuff. This isn't going to last forever, but it is what it is. Over here is just the heroes tab, where we can have like our main storage of all our heroes. There's not like a storage cap as far as I'm aware, like there's no limit to the heroes that you can have, but this just shows all the heroes that you have, which I mean I don't have all of them, but I have probably about half, which the game just started, so there's no, it's not a big deal, not a big deal at all. But let's move on. Over here is the draw tab, and that of course you can do one daily draw a day, which you can do by watching ads, and they give you rates of what heroes that you can get, which is nice that they show you what you can actually get. Not saying that you'll actually get them, but especially as you begin, drawing is very, very important. To those that are interested in re-rolling, you can re-roll. I did hear that the what is it? The green, which is the HP version of the MC, is great for the story. I'm currently done with the story. Did I need him? No. Did I use him? No, because I don't have one. I'm sure maybe later on he's more important in the story, but as of right now, you really don't need him. But if you want to re-roll for him, hey man, go for it. And there's other options over here as well with tickets. So yeah, there's a lot of characters that you can pull, but I'm currently just stockpiling because I feel like I have enough right now, and I want to wait until future updates to pull more characters, because why not? But let's move on. Over here is just a shop tab. Of course, you can do equipment draw, I believe, once every day. Purchase bundles is, as it sounds, donating to the game. I haven't ever been to the Secret Treasure shop, which is actually quite interesting. But it looks like this is where you can buy. This is where you can buy costumes at, which 40 bucks. That's a little bit costly, dude. That is a tad bit costly. There's a coin shop over here, which if you end up pulling dupes of whatever that you pull from the draw tab, you do get coins depending on their rank. So you'll get like, let me go over here for you. You'll get like silver coins depending on if you pull a rare unit. You'll get gold coins or platinum coins, and the more you stockpile up, then the more access you get to whatever is going on in the shop. So if you save up your coins and there's a unit that you want to get specifically, I believe this shop updates on the daily, or maybe every other day. I do believe it's on the daily. You can just save your coins up and end up picking that one. So it's a nice, safe way for you to get what you want without having to rely so much on RNG, even when RNG isn't in your favor. The same thing with the silver. I'm just keeping those because I don't know who I'll need in the future, but I would like to have them all. But in order to have them all, you got to sacrifice a lot. But that's pretty much this tab over here. Alright, so this is the main peak of the world map right now. I'm just in chapter 2 because I'm just doing quests to max out my villages. But this is the main hub. There's a lot going on here. These are just different areas that you can go to. With usually they have like a free event on them as well. If not, if you go to an event area, obviously that is the event stuff. But these are where your quests take place. The people from the villages will give you quests and tasks to do for them, and this is where all of this takes place at. There's also one area in the game called Fort Solgris, where you can get your enchantment materials. So if you need to level up your character, if you need to ascend them, if you need to basically power them up, that is the place to go, and that is available in chapter 1. But this is pretty much what the world map looks like for each area. It's going to look different. It's going to have like a different geography of it, but it's going to look pretty similar to this. And I'm going to go ahead over here and we could take a look at the combat. So I need to do this True Grit quest, which I've only done 1 out of 5 clears to finish it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick this one. So this is just the main hub of the combat. Of course, we have our friends over here like Hexa and Vorza, where if you need to supplement one of your characters because you need help clearing a stage out, use one of these guys, which is great. It does help a lot. You have your main characters, your 3 main characters, and whoever has the best skill, if you put them in the main slot, their leader skill will have effect for the whole battle, or I believe until they die. And then your sub character is just a character that replaces one of your characters in the event that they do die. And then there's the auto set button, which the game will pick out for you the optimal team for whatever content that you're running. Now this is iffy. I haven't had much trouble with it yet, except for at the later stages of the story, but it seems to be okay so far. Of course not as best as manually picking out what you want to use. Then there's the eat a dish over here. This can power up your character, and there's a lot of dishes to choose from, and these are only rare, but this adds 30% resistance for the battle. This one does 20% defense, which is huge. My favorite one is the lifesteal one by 20%. Max HP, and of course you can use these as gifts as well, but I'll save that for a different video. So eating before a harder stage is very, very important because that can help you clear out this stage. There's also an auto repeat function, which is great to have. You can click that on, click that off. And then what I also like too is that you can control the auto repeat. So if I know I need to run this stage 4 more times, I can come over here, put that to 4, hit OK. Congratulations. I can just set it, forget it, and come back and it's over. But anyways, let us go ahead and go into the battle. Alright, so we have the main hub of the battle right here. This is where the lovely stuff takes place, and this is the meat of the game, which I absolutely love. Starting off over here though, we have the auto repeat, which is nice. Auto, I love auto. And of course the ×2 speed, and you can pause the game if needed. Then right over here we have our hero attribute. Now the blue one stands for speed, the green one stands for HP, and then the red one stands for strength. So it's your classic rock, paper, scissors. There's no light and dark as far as I'm aware, and I'm not sure if that's going to be added into the game or not. I actually hope not, because I just love how simple and intuitive this is. Like I absolutely adore this. So when you attack a character, if you see a red arrow, you're doing a damage increase by 30% to them. And if you attack a character, or if that character attacks you and you see a blue arrow, then they're doing weaker damage to you than they should, because they're at an elemental disadvantage. And it's very easy. So essentially, look at it. Green is stronger against blue, blue is stronger against red, and then red is stronger against green. It's just like that. But here are my 3 characters right now. It's Ban, the main character, and then Gillia. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say their names. I personally don't watch the anime or anything like that, but it's a good game though. But here we have our 3 skills. So the battles are 3 skills only. There's certain times where it may be 2 skills only, or 1 skill, which does suck. But each character has 3 of their own skills, which is nice to have. And if you ever want to check out their skills, just highlight their card and it tells you that for her move, Shock Bombs, it inflicts damage equal to 180% of attack on one enemy and ignites for 3 turns. Ignite damage taken by targets adds 10% and can be stacked. So if I hit an enemy with this move, then for 3 turns they're going to have an ignite debuff on them, which means they take 10% more damage for those 3 turns from this hit alone, which is pretty nice. So you can actually stack this with 2 of these and already have 20% additional damage added to them. Another one of her moves is just Killer Mines, which is 220% of her attack on one enemy. His move is triple attack, inflicts weak point equal to 110% of attack on one enemy, and then weak point 3 times damage against debuffed enemies. So it's very important for you to read your character skills and realize what you're doing. Here's a couple other tricks as well that you guys may run across of, where you can like lock a skill for whatever reason that you need to. I haven't really needed to use the skill lock, but you can lock a skill so you don't have to use that slot. Maybe it's a strategic purpose or something like that. And then of course, if you ever do anything wrong, you can reset before the turn is over with. There's also you're able to move your skills around. So if you wanted to use the 2-star version of this skill, which I forgot to mention as well, the higher the stars on your cards when you do the move, the more potent the move is going to be. So if you have a healer and you want it to heal more, obviously you get 2 stars on it. So 2 1-stars equals 2 stars, and then 2 of the 2 stars equal a 3 stars. So higher level means more damage or more healing, which is always great to have. But that has made her move 2 stars. Obviously that costs one of my turns or one of my skill slots because I did that. But now her move does 240 damage and also removes stances from enemies as well as ignite. So it makes her attack way more better, and it's nice to have, especially in certain situations. But I'm going to go ahead and hit the reset button. And there's one more thing to cover though. Like if you see these notches above a character, each action that you do on a character raises this notch up. Once it hits 5, which goes for all characters, then you can then do their ultimate move. There's no RNG besides you getting cards for your character to do their ultimate move, which is nice. But let's go ahead and get this battle underway. You can also target enemies if you want to focus on one unit in itself. So don't forget about that either. But I'm going to go ahead and hit this guy with 2 ignite stacks, and then we're going to go ahead and do some work on him. So he's gone. He's gone, man. I freaking love the animations in this game. Like, they are 155% clean, boys. Clean. Alright, so we'll attack him next. If you see 2 cards above the enemy, then that means they're probably going to do the most damage next. Not saying that this guy over here won't do damage, but these guys are more higher priority depending on the fight in itself. I do another ignite stack, and we'll have ban attack as well. Obviously this is the easier stage for me, but of course this is just showing off the combat. Alright, so I'm going to move this over here. So we powered up both of those moves. And that did cost a turn, but more damage, bro. Alright, so since he's hit his 5 orbs, he can now do his ult, which is what we're going to do. Now there is an animation with the ult. I just have it off because of time saving purposes, but they're definitely worth watching at least the first time, because I definitely love the quality in them. But if you're farming, you don't need to see it every single time. Let me go ahead and hit this dude with the ult too. And then, since blue is weaker against the green, we're going to hit the red instead. Which I actually can't do that because she's going to target him first. So, nope, we're going to do that. There we go. I lied. She has an AoE ult. Some are AoE, some are single target. Both are wonderful, especially single target on hard bosses. Of course, this is just your gold amount in the treasure chests that you're going to get from the stage, and this is just enemy cards. It's just there. It doesn't really matter what they do because I'm more concerned about their damage, not their cards. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The battle is over with. I know this is very simple. I didn't want to get in too much depth, but I feel like this is a good introduction to the game, and you know, for those that had any questions. And what's also nice is the quest info, so the game keeps track of what quests you need to do and how many you need to do it so you don't get lost. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, you guys, because this is a lot of information to take in a short period of time, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.